The session is called to order. Everybody is requested to rise for the singing of the national anthem.
Bayang magiliw, pelos ng silanganan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, buyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka masisingil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mo bakaw, may nilang ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kisap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagdidinig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pang may magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng maraming pagsikta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na pag may mamapit, at mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Please remain standing for a minute of silent prayer and meditation. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move that we call the roll of members. I so move, Madam Speaker.
The Secretary General is directed to call the roll.
Roll call of members. Honorable Representatives Abaya, Abayon, Abellanosa, Abu, Abueg, Asharon, Akop, Acosta, Acosta Alba, Adiong, Advincula, Agaraw, Agabaw, Aglipay Bilyar, Albano, Alcala, Alejano, Almario, Almonte, Alonte, Alvarez Franz, Alvarez Mercedes, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante, Amatong, Andaya, Angara Castillo, Antonino, Antonio, Aquino Magsaysay, Aragones, Arbison, Arcillas, Arenas, Atienza, Aumentado, Bagaw, Bagatsing, Bagilat, Banal, Barbers, Barzaga, Batawil, Batocabe, Bautista Bandigan, Belaro, Belmonte Feliciano, Belmonte Jose Christopher, Belmonte Ricardo, Benitez, Bernos, Bertiz, Biazon, Billones, Biron, Bolilia, Bondok, Bordado, Bravo Anthony, Bravo Maria Vida, Brosas, Bulot Begtang, Cagas, Kalalang, Calderon, Calixto Rubiano, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Cari, Casilaw, Castelo, Castro Franz, Castro Fred, Catamco, Cayetano, Celeste, Serapica, Ceriles, Chavez, Chipeco, Coanco, Collantes, Cortés, Cortuna, Cosalán, Crisólogo, Cua, Cuaresma, Cueva, Dalipe, Datol, Daza, De Jesús, De Venecia, De Vera, De Pensor, Del Mar, Del Rosario, De Losa Montalia, Dimaporo Abdullah, Dimaporo Muhammad, Duabit, Durano, Di, Elago, Enverga, Erice, Erigel, Ermita Buhain, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Eusebio, Ebardoni, Fariñas, Fernando, Ferrer Juliet, Ferrer Luis, Feriol, Florendo, Flores, Fortun, Fortuno, Fuentebella, Garbin, García Gwendolyn, García José Enrique, García Albano, Garin Oscar, Garin Sharon, Gasataya, Gachalian, Heron, Go Ana Cristina, Go Mark, Gomez, Gonzaga, González Alexandria, González Aurelio, González Fernando, Goriceta, Gullias, Hernández, Herrera D, Hopper, Alos Hos, Javier, Konghun, Labad-Labad, Lacson, Lagman, Lanete, Laugan, Lazatin, Leacion, Lee, Lim Kaishong, Lobregat, Lopez Benhar, Lopez Carlo, Lopez Manuel Luis, Loyola, Macapagal Arroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Manalo, Mangawang, Mangudadato Suharto, Mangudadato Sahid, Marcoleta, Marcos, Mariño, Marquez, Martínez, Matugas, Meliana, Mending, Mendoza, Mercado, Mirasol, Montoro, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles Jericho, Nograles Carlo, Nolasco, Núñez Malañaon, Oaminal, Ocampo, Olivares, Ong Edwin, Ong Henry, Ortega Pablo, Ortega Bininola, Pacquiao, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panganiban, Panotes, Papandayan, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Primicia Sagabas, Kimbo, Radaza, Ramirez Sato, Ramos, Relampagos, Revilla, Roapuno, Robes, Rocamora, Rodriguez Isidro, Rodriguez Maximo, Roman, Romero, Romualdez, Romualdo, Roque, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Sahali, Salceda, Salimbangon, Salo, Salon, Sambar, Sandoval, Sankopan, Santos Recto, Sarmiento Cesar, Sarmiento Edgar Mary, Sabeliano, Sema, Xiao, Silverio, Singson, Swansing Estrelita, Swansing Horacio, Suarez, Si Alvarado, Tambunting, Tan Angelina, Tan Milagrosa, Tan Cherny, Tejada, Tebes, Tiangco, Ting, Tinio, Tolentino, Treñas, Tugna, Tupas, T, Umali, Unabia, Ungab, Unico, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Uy Barreta, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velarde, Velasco, Velasco Catera, Veloso, Vergara, Villafuerte, Villanueva, Villarraza Suarez, Villarrica, Villarin, Biolago, Yap Arthur, Yap Melesio, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Maria Carmen, Zamora Ronaldo, Zarate Zubiri. Madam Speaker, the roll call shows that 207 members responded to the call.
With 207 members responding to the call, the chair declares the presence of a quorum. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move that we approve Journal number 70, dated March 5, 2018. I so move, Madam
Is
Speaker.
there any objection? The chair hears none. The journal of number 70 is hereby approved.
Madam Speaker, I move that we now proceed with the reference of business and request the Secretary General to read the title of the bills and resolutions on first reading as well as the communications and committee reports. I so move, Madam Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. The Secretary General is requested to read the titles of the business today.
Reference of Business, Bills on First Reading, House Bill 7294, amending Section 300 of Presidential Decree 442 as amended, Representative Subiri.
To the Committee on Labor and Employment.
House Bill 7297, increasing the bed capacity of Quirino Memorial Medical Center, Representatives Belmonte, Crisolgo, Castelo, several others.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill 7298, providing medical scholarships, Representative C. Alvarado.
To the Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill 7299, providing for an across-the-board increase of 12,000 pesos to the basic salary of all elementary and secondary public school teachers, Representative C. Alvarado.
To the Committee on Appropriations.
House Bill 7300, extending for another 25 years the franchise granted to Insular Broadcasting System, Representative Romualdo.
To the Committee of Legislative Franchises.
House Bill 7301, increasing the bed capacity of the Batangas Medical Center, Representative Marino.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill 7304, establishing the Philippine Marine Corps, Representatives Alvarez and Fariñas.
To the Committee on National Defense and Security.
House Bill 7305, abolishing the Philippine Aerospace Development Corporation, Representatives Pantaleon Alvarez.
To the Committee on Government Enterprises and Privatization.
Resolutions, House Solution 1742, urging the Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability to inquire the anomalous supply and delivery agreements entered into by Duty Free without undergoing the required public bidding, the Representatives De Vera, Uibareta, Belmonte, several others.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Solution 1743, congratulating Sofia Senyoron, Representative Castelo.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Solution 1744, expressing the sense of the House for the immediate implementation of pre-public tertiary education, Representatives Elago, Brosas, Casilao, Castro, and De Jesus.
To the Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Solution 1745, direct the House Committee on Housing and Urban Development to review the implementation of EO 1086, Representatives Brosas, De Jesus, Serate, Castro, and Elago.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Solution 1746, expressing the sense of the House in its continued support to the Philippine Olympic Committee, Representative Roa Puno.
To the Committee on Youth and Sports Development.
Message from the Senate, message dated February 7, informing the House that the Senate on February 26 adopted Senate Joint Resolution Number 6.
To the Committee on Revision of Laws.
Communications, letter dated January 18 of Dan M. Husay, Municipal Mayor, Katmon, Cebu.
To the Committee on Appropriations.
Letter dated February 14 of Eduardo M. Año, Officer in Charge, DILG.
To the Committee on Appropriations.
Email dated February 21 from the Provincial Engineering Office of Ilocos Norte.
To the Committee on Public Works and Highways.
Report on fund utilization and status of program project implementation for the quarter ended December 2017 of Juliet B. Dano, Municipal Mayor, Sibilia, Bohol.
To the Committee on Appropriations.
Report on fund utilization and status of program project implementation for the fourth quarter 2017 of Fernando M. Estabilia, Municipal Mayor, Garcia, Bohol.
To the Committee on Appropriations.
Committee reports, report number 644 and House Bill number 7321.
To the Committee on Rules.
Report number 645 on House Bill number 6724.
To the Committee on Rules.
Report number 646 on House Bill number 7327.
To the Committee on Rules. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, before we proceed, would like to greet the guests of the Honorable Luisa Lorean Quaresma, representative of the Lone District of Nueva Vizcaya. They are the Liga ng mga Barangay Bambang Chapter, Province of Nueva Vizcaya, headed by Barangay Captain Norby Gamboa.
Please stand up. Welcome to the House of Representatives. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, we also would like to greet the guests of the Honorable Leopoldo Batawel, representative of the 2nd District of the Province of Pangasinan. They are the barangay secretaries together with Mayor Ramil Ventinilla and Norberto Macaraig.
Welcome to the House of Representatives. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, we also would like to greet the guests of the Honorable Emmanuel F. Madrona, Lone District of Romblon, the guest teachers from the District of San Andrea, Romblon. Madam
Please
Speaker.
stand up to be recognized. Welcome to the House of Representatives. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move for the consideration on third reading, House Bill number 7179, and for this purpose, may I ask the Secretary General be directed to read the bill and thereafter call the roll for nominal voting. I so move, Madam Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The Secretary General is requested to read.
House Bill 7179, an act granting Philippine citizenship to Maylin Ting. Roll call of members, consideration House Bill number 7179. Abaya, Abayon, Abellanosa, Abu, Abueg, Acharon, Acop, Acosta, Acosta Alba, Adjong, Advincula, Agaraw, Agabaw, Aglipay Villar, Albano, Alcala, Alejano, Almario, Almonte, Alonte, Alvarez France, Alvarez Mercedes, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante, Amatong, Andaya, Angara Castillo, Antonino, Antonio, Aquino Magsaysay, Aragones, Arbison, Arcillas, Arenas, Atienza, Aumentado, Bagaw, Bagaching, Bagilat, Banal, Barbers, Barsaga, Batawil, Batucabe, Bautista Bandigan, Belaro, Belmonte Feliciano, Belmonte Jose Christopher, Belmonte Ricardo, Benitez, Bernos, Bertiz, Biason, Billones, Biron, Bulilla, Bundok, Bortado, Bravo Anthony, Bravo Maravida, Brosas, Bulot Bictang, Cagas, Calalang, Calderon, Calixto Rubiano, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Cari, Casilaw, Castelo, Castro France, Castro Fred, Catamco, Cayetano, Celeste, Serafica, Cirilles, Chavez, Chipeco, Co, Cubanco, Juliantes, Cortés, Cortuna, Cusalan, Crisólogo, Cuba, Cuaresma, Cueva, Dalipe, Datol, Daza, De Jesus, De Venecia, De Vera, Defensor, Del Mar, Del Rosario, Del Oso Montalia, Dimaporo Abdullah, Dimaporo Khalid, Duavit, Durano, Di, El Lago, Enverga, Erice, Eriguel, Ermita Buain, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Eusebio, Ibardone, Fariñas, Fernando, Ferrer Juliet, Ferrer Luis, Ferriol, Floirendo, Flores, Fortun, Fortuno, Pentebella, Garbin, Garcia Gwendolyn, Garcia Jose, Garcia Albano, Gary Richard, Gary Sharon, Gasataya, Gachalian, Heron, Guana Cristina, Gomark, Gomez, Gonzaga, Gonzales Alexandria, Gonzales Aurelio Dong, Gonzales Fernando, Guruseta, Gullias, Hernandez, Herrera D, Hofer, Holosos, Javier, Co, Konghun, Labad-Labad, Lacson, Lagman, Lanete, Laugan, Lasetin, Liachon, Lee, Lim Kay Chong, Lobrigat, Lopez Benur, Lopez Carlo, Lopez Manuel, Loyola, Macapagalaroyo, Maceda, Padrona, Malapitan, Manalo, Mangawang, mga Dodato Suarto, mga Dodato Sajid, Marcoleta, Marcos, Marino, Marquez, Martinez, Matugas, Miliana, Mending, Mendoza, Mercado, Mirasol, Montoro, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles Jericho, Nograles Carlo, Nolasco, Nunez Maliñaon, Guaminal, Ocampo, Olivares, Ong Edwin, Ong Henry, Ortega Pablo, Ortega Vini, Pacquiao, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panganiban, Panotes, Pandayan, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Princesa Gabas, Kimbo, Radasa, Ramirez Sato, Ramos, Relampagos, Revilla, Rowapuno, Robes, Rocamora, Rodriguez Isidro, Rodriguez Maximo, Roman, Romero, Romualdez, Romualdo, Roque, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Sahali, Salceda, Salimbangon, Salo, Salon, Sambar, Sancopan, Sandoval, Santos Recto, Sarmiento Cesar, Sarmiento Edgar, Sevillano, Sema, Xiao, Silverio, Singson, Swansea Celita, Swansea Gurasio, Suarez, Si Alvarado, Tabuting, Tan Angelina, Tan Milagrosa, Tan Shirley, Teada, Teves, Chanco, Ting, Tino, Tolentino, Treñas, Tugna, Tupas, T, Umali, Unabia, Ungab, Unico, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Uy Barreta, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velarde, Velasco, Velasco Catera, Veloso, Vergara, Villaperte, Villanueva, Villarasa Suarez, Villarica, Villarin, Villago, Yap Arthur, Yap Melesio, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Marcamen, Zamora Ronaldo, Sarate, Subiri.
Sabi ko kayo, yung yaya base speaker ko niya. Wala namang mayo, magkasamak ka.
With 190 members voting in the affirmative, 0 negative, 0 abstention, House Bill number 7179, the chair declares the bill as having been approved on third and final reading. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move for the consideration on third reading House Bill number 7176, And for this purpose, may I ask the Secretary General to read the title of the bill and thereafter call the roll for nominal voting. I so move, Madam Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. The Secretary General is directed to read House Bill number 7176.
House Bill number 7176, an act separating the San Emmanuel National High School, annex in Barangay San Pablo, Tacurong City, Province of Sultan Kudarat, from the San Emmanuel National High School, converting it into an independent national high school to be known as San Pablo National High School, appropriating funds therefore. Roll call of members, consideration House Bill number 7176. Abaya, Abayon, Abellanosa, Abu, Abueg, Acharon, Akop, Acosta, Costa Alba, Adjong, Advincula, Agaraw, Agabaw, Aglipay Villar, Albano, Alcala, Alejano, Almario, Almonte, Alonte, Alvarez France, Alvarez Mercedes, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante, Amatong, Andaya, Angara Castillo, Antonino, Antonio, Aquino Magsaysay, Aragones, Arbison, Arcillas, Arenas, Atienza, Aumentado, Bagaw, Bagaching, Bagilat, Banal, Barbers, Barsaga, Batawil, Batucabe, Bautista Bandigan, Belaro, Belmonte Feliciano, Belmonte Jose Christopher, Belmonte Ricardo, Benitez, Bernos, Bertiz, Biason, Billones, Biron, Bulilla, Bundok, Bordado, Bravo Anthony, Bravo Maria Vida, Brosas, Bulbectang, Cagas, Calalang, Calderon, Calixto Rubiano, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Cari, Casilaw, Castelo, Casa France, Casa Fred, Catamco, Cayetano, Celeste, Seráfica, Cerillas, Chavez, Chipeco, Co, Cubanco, Collantes, Cortés, Cortuna, Cosalan, Crisólogo, Cuba, Cuaresma, Cueva, Dalipe, Datol, Daza, De Jesus, De Venecia, De Vera, Defensor, Del Mar, Del Rosario, De Losa Montalia, Dimaporo Tula, Dimaporo Khalid, Duavit, Durano, Di, Elago, Enverga, Erice, Eriguel, Ermita Buhain, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Eusebio, Ibardone, Fariñas, Fernando, Ferrer Juliet, Ferrer Luis, Feriol, Floirendo, Flores, Fortuno, Pentebella, Garbin, Garcia Gwendolyn, Garcia Jose, Garcia Albano, Garin Richard, Garin Sharon, Gasataya, Gatchalian, Heron, Guana Cristina, Go Mark, Gomez, Gonzaga, Gonzales Alexandria, Gonzales Aurelio Dom, Gonzales Fernando, Cruzeta, Gullas, Hernandez, Herrera D, Hofer, Halosos, Xavier, Ko, Konghun, Labad-Labad, Lacson, Lagman, Lanete, Laugan, Lasatin, Liachon, Lee, Limcaychong, Lobrigat, Lopez Benur, Lopez Carlo, Lopez Manuel, Loyola, Mapaglaroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Manalo, Mangawang, mga Dodato Suardo, mga Dodato Sajid, Marcoleta, Marcos, Mariño, Marquez, Martinez, Matugas, Meliana, Mending, Mendoza, Mercado, Mirasol, Montoro, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles Jericho, Nograles Carlo, Nolasco, Núñez Maliñaon, Waminal, Ocampo, Olivares, Ong Edwin, Ong Henry, Ortega Pablo, Ortega Vini, Pacquiao, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panganiban, Panotes, Papandayan, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Primicia Sagabas, Kimbo, Radasa, Ramiresato, Ramos, Relampagos, Revilla, Robapuno, Robes, Rocamora, Rodriguez Isidro, Rodriguez Maximo, Roman, Romero, Romualdez, Romualdo, Roque, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Sahali, Salceda, Salimbangon, Salo, Salon, Sambar, Sancopan, Sandoval, Santos Recto, Sarmiento Cesar, Sarmiento Edgar, Sabillanos, Sema, Xiao, Silverio, Singson, Swansing Celita, Swansing Horacio, Suarez, Si Alvarado, Tan Bunting, Tan Angelina, Tan Milagrosa, Tan Shirley, Teada, Teves, Chanco, Ting, Tiño, Talentino, Treñas, Tugna, Tupas, Ti, Umali, Unabia, Ungab, Unico, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Uy Beretta, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Vilarde, Velasco, Velasco Catera, Veloso, Vergara, Villaperte, Villanueva, Villarasa Suarez, Villarica, Villarin, Villago, Yap Arthur, Yap Milesio, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Marcanen, Zamora Ronaldo, Zarate, Subiri.
With 199 affirmative votes, 0 negative, 0 abstention, the chair declares House Bill 7176 as having been approved on third and final reading. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move for the consideration on third reading House Bill number 7178. And for this purpose, may I ask the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the bill and thereafter call the roll for nominal voting. I so move, Madam Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. The Secretary General will read the title of the bill and thereafter call the roll for nominal voting.
House Bill number 7178, an act establishing a national high school in Barangay Tambo, Parañaque City, to be known as Tambo National High School, appropriating funds therefore. Roll call of members, consideration House Bill number 7178. Abaya, Abayon, Villanosa, Abu, Abueg, Acharon, Acop, Acosta, Costa Alba, Adjong, Advincula, Agaraw, Agabaw, Aglipay Villar, Albano, Alcala, Alejano, Almario, Almonte, Alonte, Alvarez France, Alvarez Mercedes, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante, Amatong, Andaya, Angara Castillo, Antonino, Antonio, Aquino Magsaysay, Aragones, Arbison, Arcillas, Arenas, Atienza, Aumentado, Bagaw, Bagaching, Bagilat, Banal, Barbers, Barsaga, Batawil, Batocabe, Bautista Bandigan, Belaro, Belmonte Feliciano, Belmonte Eso Christopher, Belmonte Ricardo, Benitez, Bernos, Bertis, Biason, Billones, Biron, Bulilla, Bundok, Bordado, Bravo Anthony, Bravo Maravida, Brosas, Bulot Bictang, Cagas, Calalang, Calderon, Calixto Rubiano, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Cari, Casilaw, Castelo, Castro France, Castro Pedinil, Catamco, Cayetano, Celeste, Seráfica, Cerilles, Chávez, Chipeco, Co, Cubanco, Collantes, Cortés, Cortuna, Costalan, Crisólogo, Cuba, Cuaresma, Cueva, Dalipe, Datol, Daza, De Jesus, De Venecia, De Vera, Defensor, Del Mar, Del Rosario, De Los Montaña, Dimaporo Abdullah, Dimaporo Khalid, Duavit, Durano, Di, Elago, Enverga, Erice, Eriguel, Ermita Buay, Nescadero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Eusebio, Verdone, Fariñas, Fernando, Ferrer Juliet, Ferrer Luis, Ferriol, Florendo, Flores, Fortuno, Pentebella, Garbin, Garcia Gwendolyn, Garcia Jose, Garcia Albano, Garin Richard, Garin Sharon, Gasataya, Gatchalian, Heron, Guana Cristina, Gomart, Gomez, Gonzaga, Gonzales Alexander, Gonzales Herrerdong, Gonzales Fernando, Gurseta, Gullas, Hernandez, Herrera D. Hoffer, Alosos, Xavier, Co, Conghun, Labad-Labad, Lacson, Lagman, Lanete, Laugan, Lesatin, Liachon, Lilim, Kaichong, Lobrigat, Lopez Beru, Lopez Carlos, Lopez Manuel, Loyola, Macapagal-Arroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Manalo, Mangawang, Mangudotato Suarto, Mangudotato Sajid, Marcoleta, Marcos, Marino, Marquez, Martinez, Matugas, Villana, Minding, Mendoza, Mercado, Mirasol, Montoro, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles Jericho, Nograles Carlo, Nolasco, Núñez Maliñaon, Mominal, Ocampo, Olivares, Ong Edwin, Ong Henry, Ortega Pablo, Ortega Vini, Pacquiao, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panganiban, Panotes, Papandayan, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Primicia Sagabas, Kimbo, Radasa, Ramiresato, Ramos, Dapagos, Sevilla, Rawapuno, Robes, Rocamora, Rodriguez Isidro, Rodriguez Máximo, Roman, Romero, Romualdez, Romualdo, Roque, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Sahali, Salceda, Salimbangon, Salo, Salon, Sambar, Sancopan, Sandoval, Santos Recto, Sarmiento Cesar, Sarmiento Edgar, Sevillano, Sema, Xiao, Silverio, Singson, Swansing Silita, Swansing Rasho, Suarez, Silvarado, Tambuting, Tan Angelina, Tan Milagrosa, Tan Shirley, Tejada, Teves, Chanco, Ting, Tino, Talentino, Treñas, Tugna, Tupas, T.
Madam Speaker,
What is the pleasure of Honorable Tino?
I vote yes, Madam Speaker.
Yes, noted.
Treñas, Tugna, Tupas, T, Umali, Unabia, Ungab, Unico, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Uy Beretta, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Vilarte, Velasco, Velasco Catera, Veloso, Vergara, Villaperte, Villanueva, Villarasa Suarez, Villarica, Villarin, Viulago, Yap Arthur, Yap Melesio, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Marcamen, Zamora Ronaldo, Zarate, Subiri.
With 203 members voting in the affirmative, 0 negative, 0 abstention, the chair declares House Bill 7178 as having been approved on third and final reading. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move that the Secretariat be directed immediately to transmit to the Senate the recently approved bills on third reading. So move, Madam Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, before we resume, we would like to recognize the guests of the Honorable Jocelyn Lim Kai Chong of the 1st District of Negros Oriental. They are from the Shikuoka Japan-made law firm and One Corporation. I request that they may be recognized.
Welcome to the House of Representatives. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move that we take up the adoption of House Resolution number 120 as contained in Committee Report number 611. So move, Madam Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved.
Madam Speaker, I move that we adopt House Resolution number 120.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved.
Madam Speaker, I move that we take up for adoption of House Resolution number 882. So move, Madam Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved.
Madam Speaker, I move that we adopt House Resolution number 882.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved.
Ito po, hindi na sabi niyo, hindi na.
Madam Chair, we move for the adoption of the findings and recommendations as found in the committee reports on inquiries in aid of legislation as found in House Resolution number 882. So move, Madam Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved.
Likewise, Madam Speaker, we move for the adoption of the findings and recommendations of the committee as found in committee report number 611 on House Resolution 120. So moved, Madam Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Business for the day. I'm sorry. Unfinished business. Madam Speaker, I move that we consider.
Madam Speaker, under the calendar of unfinished business, I move that we resume consideration of House Bill number 6973 as contained in Committee Report number 572, submitted by the Committee on Metro Manila Development. And for this purpose, may I ask that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the bill. So move, Madam Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The Secretary General is directed to read the title of the bill.
House Bill number 6973, an act enhancing the effectiveness of the Metropolitan Manila Council in formulating policies, rules, regulations, and in enacting ordinances for Metro Manila. Amending for the purpose the Public Act number 7924, entitled an act creating the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority, defining its powers and functions, providing funds therefore and for other purposes.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, the parliamentary status of the bill is that it's in the period of sponsorship and debate. I move that the Honorable Bayani Fernando, the Vice Chairperson of the Committee on Metro Manila Development, be recognized.
Honorable Bayani Fernando is recognized.
Madam Speaker, I move to suspend session for a few minutes.
Session is suspended.
Hindi, alam niya eh.
Yan na siya.
Bilib naman ako sa chair. Tumatakbo pa kayo. Okay na.
Session is resumed.
Madam Speaker, I move that we recognize the gentleman from the Lone District of Navotas, the Honorable Tobias Chanco, for his interpellation.
Honorable Tiangco of the Navotas is recognized.
Madam Speaker, is the honorable sponsor willing to continue the interpellation that we left off last week?
Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, I am ready for interpellation.
Madam Speaker, the issue at hand when we suspended the interpellation last week was the analogy of the honorable sponsor that in Congress, when we vote, whatever is voted upon by the majority is carried on and approved. And the honorable sponsor's analogy is that in the Metro Manila Council, the mayors, once they approve but once majority of the mayors approve a ordinance as envisioned by the law, it becomes law. No? But what I was explaining at the time were two things, Madam Speaker. Number one, an ordinance passed by any local government unit cannot be implemented outside the territorial boundary of that local government unit. So for example, even if 9 out of 17 Metro Manila councils approve an ordinance, it cannot be implemented in the 8 others that do not approve of it. Simply because implementing it in the 8 other LGUs means that the ordinance of the local government unit is now going beyond the boundary of that local government unit. But the argument of the honorable sponsor is the analogy of Congress. So my explanation at that time, Madam Speaker, was that the mayors are not elected as legislators. The mayors are elected as chief executives and don't have legislative power. No? While we are elected as legislators, that's why whatever we vote upon is carried by the majority. So I would like to ask the honorable sponsor, what provision of law can he cite that gives the mayors legislative powers, or what provision of law can he cite that states that the ordinance can be implemented beyond the political boundary of a certain LGU, Madam Speaker?
Madam Speaker, that issue has been debated, been discussed in the committee, in the technical working group, and in this hall on so many occasions. No? And exactly that's what we are trying to cure. No? If ever there's something wrong with the bill or with that law that created the MMD, the Metro Manila Council, where the mayors were given the authority to enact ordinances on some matters of metro-wide impact that would affect other communities. No? And that has been the issue, and somehow this measure that we are proposing will actually, you know, in the last discussion, we accepted the fact that, or if ever the mayors do not have that legislative power to enact ordinances, that's why we have this measure. We are now presenting to a collegial group of mayors. The mayors, as a collegial body, will prepare and submit for approval of the 17 local governments of Metro Manila. It's not the mayors actually approving, but the mayors actually preparing and submitting a proposal to the 17 local governments. And the Sanggunians will decide by voting. And the procedure is such that a simple majority would decide or will approve any measure. And that is actually an answer to the problem of Metro Manila now. We need to have laws that would affect the greater Manila. We have local governments, and they are actually so protective of their local autonomy. So we may have all the laws for the locals, and as the Speaker said, we cannot apply an ordinance in a certain city, cannot be applied to another city. So, accepted. That's accepted. But how can we enact ordinances that will create harmony, that can unify things, that can solve the conflicts between the local governments, that will have, that can be enforceable? So we thought of this. We have the mayors sitting, talking about the problems of common interest to everybody. And they propose the measure. And the procedure is just the same. Similar to how mayors would present any agreement entered into, any contract or any commitment is presented to their local government units for ratification. And once ratified by their councils, it commits the whole local government to such commitments. Otherwise, the commitment of the mayor is nullo. It's nothing. So this is the purpose of this bill. Plain and simple. We want to have unity in Metro Manila. We want to have unified laws so people can understand easily, so people can follow. No? We need ordinances to have our garbage disposed of properly. We need ordinances so we'll have clean esteros and riverways. We need all this. We need to improve our traffic where we're now in crisis. But no local government at this point, though how much local autonomy you exercise, can no longer solve the traffic of Metro Manila. We need to have one traffic laws for Metro Manila. We have to have a unified action to solve this problem. It's no longer local. It's metro-wide. And that's exactly why this chamber created the MMD, what we call the MMDA bill. And actually, if I may clarify, the MMDA bill stops short of explaining what local autonomy means. And that's been the crux of the matter. That's been what we've been talking about for so many hours in this chamber now. What is local autonomy? Local autonomy. Local autonomy is your power to enact ordinances or to do what you want on purely local matter, on what is the concern of a certain locality. That's local autonomy. And and that itself is the boundary of local autonomy. That is its limit. That is its limit. So I think we've been, I've handled the Metro Manila, the MMDA for 8 years, and I did find much difficulty. And as admitted by no less than the authors of that MMDA bill of 24 years ago, they admitted that it was short of something that makes it so confusing and ineffective. And I was a victim of that very law. Much that I tried, now I can be blamed for everything that this metropolis is suffering from now. And that is that law, which we want now to correct, if we can. And only by this means that I know that we can do it. If anybody have any better idea, please come out with it. Because 24 years had been too long, and not one single idea had ever prospered in this very hall. Now it's a challenge to all. And mind you, in 8 years of managing being chairman of the Metro Manila Council, I never had a single quorum in any meeting of that council. Because the mayors, I could not blame them. We cannot blame them. They are engrossed with so many problems of their local concerns. So now this bill will actually engage the 287 councilors of Metro Manila, 287 councilors of the 17 Sanggunians of Metro Manila, and the 17 vice mayors. Maybe these young men would have the time now, and the 17 vice mayors, young, energetic, and I think we can get fresh ideas from them. We will now get them involved to get this metropolis on its feet, to get us all to live in harmony. Thank you very much.
Madam Speaker, I would like to ask the honorable sponsor. When he was chairman of MMDA for 8 years, did the honorable sponsor propose or request any bill from Congress? Because the honorable sponsor is saying that his hands was tied because he could not make laws or ordinances to implement that will have penalty on those who will violate. So my question is, if MMDA did not have that power at that time, within the 8 years that the honorable sponsor was chairman, what were the bills that he proposed to Congress that will solve traffic, flooding, garbage, and the other problems of Metro Manila?
Madam Speaker, I made this proposal, exactly this bill. I proposed this to the Metro Manila concerns in this Congress in my time as chairman, because the courts have actually given some kind of, came up with some legislative legislative law, or can call it, that actually renders the MMDA inutile, the MMC. That's why I have made this proposal long before the records of this Congress would show. If I recall, maybe by the year maybe 2006 or 7, I have submitted this proposal to this Congress.
Madam Speaker, from my understanding, the honorable sponsor is referring to a bill that gives MMDA power to make ordinances. I would fully understand if it was not acted upon by Congress, because it is unconstitutional. The honorable sponsor is saying that their hands are tied because of rulings by the court. But the honorable sponsor has not mentioned that no less than the Supreme Court has already stated in so many instances that the MMDA does not have lawmaking power. So what the honorable sponsor is asking Congress to do now is to pass a law or a bill that is unconstitutional. And I will explain why it is unconstitutional. It is very clear in the 1987 Constitution. The territorial and political subdivisions of the Republic of the Philippines are the provinces, cities, municipalities, and barangays. And there shall be autonomous regions in Muslim Mindanao and the Cordilleras. And Section 2 of the same Article 10 states that the territorial and political subdivisions shall enjoy local autonomy. So it is not the mayors that are protecting local autonomy. It is enshrined in the Constitution. So even if, no matter how the good intentions of the good sponsor is, we are bound by the limits of constitutional provisions. So there is no way we can give legislative power to a non-political subdivision. So may I ask the honorable sponsor, is the MMDA a political subdivision?
Madam Speaker, that question has been raised in this Congress when they when they created that 79, that MMDA law 24 years ago. And there were discussions on this matter. I'm not privy to all these things. No. But actually, what I submitted, what we have proposed to this Congress is exactly what we have now before us. Same thing. The only thing that proposition never asked for giving MMDA the right to enact. But in any case, it will be presented to the local governments for ratification. But in one of the technical working group meetings, a councillor objected to that, and it's a she, who said, "What, you cannot ratify anything that has not been approved." Well, the committee took that seriously and accepted it. So eventually, it's not the local government Sanggunians who is going to ratify, but they are to approve. And that's what came out in this, which is now the law that we are actually discussing. We have given up that thought of having that the MMDA, the Metro Manila Council, the mayors to have that legislative power. We have given that up long ago, Your Honor.
Madam Speaker, so just so that I will get direct to the point, is the MMDA a political subdivision or not, Madam Speaker?
According to the former Speaker, Sonny Belmonte, say that question was raised. And actually somebody opined that it is a political subdivision. Because I also remember that we had some kind of a plebiscite when Metro Manila was created. For the information of the younger ones in here, Metro Manila was carved out from the towns of Rizal Province, and Marikina was part of it. And we were asked to vote on that plebiscite. And I think the only requirement to be a political subdivision is an approval, a plebiscite. And it is. But I understand it never passed the acceptance of this Congress when they made that MMDA law. So to that question, I would say, let's leave it at that. I think it's already out of the question because this bill is not even asking for the Metro Manila Council to have that legislative power. We have given it up long ago.
Madam Speaker, but it is in the title and in various sections that they want the Metro Manila Council and the Metro Manila Development Authority to be able to enact ordinances. And enacting ordinances is a legislative power. So I don't understand how the author can claim that there is no legislative power given when enacting ordinances is a legislative power. So if the honorable sponsor is saying that they have given up on legislative power, then what is the definition of the honorable sponsor of enacting ordinance? Isn't it a practice of legislative power, Madam Speaker?
Madam Speaker, I must admit, no, there are many things that need to be corrected. And we have agreed in the last meeting that we will do that in the process of amendments. Though all those words that would say enactment, will be replaced by some other word which we may decide later on in the process of amendments. So, but at least the spirit is there. It's never giving the Metro Manila Council, the mayors, that legislative power to enact. We will change those things. As a matter of fact, I saw that later, I too late when I saw it was already published here, when at the last, one of the last paragraphs would say, would the approved ordinances of the Sanggunians will still be approved by the Metro Manila Council. That is all wrong. And in the process of amendment, I will raise that issue. No. The right word for it is promulgation. After the councils have voted and a decision is made, the Metro Manila Council will simply promulgate the enacted ordinance. Meaning that the Metro Manila Council will just promote the idea, make it public, and get it implemented. That basically would probably solve these inconsistencies.
Madam Speaker, promulgate is even worse than enacting an ordinance, because promulgate means you will implement an ordinance enacted illegally. Because in the first place, the body which enacted the ordinance has no legislative power. So what the honorable sponsor wants now to do is to implement or promulgate an ordinance which was enacted by a body without legislative power. And going back to the previous argument of the honorable sponsor, I think he was referring, when he was saying that there was a plebiscite, I think he was referring to the MMC, or the Metro Manila Council at the time, headed by the former First Lady Imelda Romualdez Marcos. No? I am not sure if there was a plebiscite at the time. But assuming for the sake of argument that there was a plebiscite at that time, Madam Speaker, that MMC has already been superseded by the 1987 Constitution, which gives local autonomy to local government units. And after the 1987 Constitution, the Local Government Code was enacted, and after the Local Government Code was enacted, then the law creating the MMDA was enacted. And I hope that, anyway, the MMDA staff, the Committee on Metro Manila Development staff is with the honorable sponsor. I hope they have a time to print out the decision of the Supreme Court in Bel Air versus MMDA. It clearly states, and I will read, clearly the MMDA is not a political unit of government. The power delegated to the MMDA is that given to the Metro Manila Council to promulgate administrative rules and regulations in the implementation of MMDA functions. There is no grant of authority to enact ordinances and regulations for the general welfare of the inhabitants of the metropolis. This was explicitly stated in the committee deliberation prior to the bill's presentation in Congress. I request the honorable sponsor to ask the MMD committee staff to print out the decision of the Supreme Court And if what I am saying is not accurate, then they can point it out. But if they will not disprove this citation, then it is very clear that we cannot pass this bill because, again, of the power being given to MMDA to enact ordinances. And worse, it is even much worse if they will promulgate or implement an ordinance that is enacted by a body which does not have legislative power, Madam Speaker.
Madam Speaker, on that first question of promulgating, the dictionary defines promulgate, promote or make widely known an idea or cause. These objectives have to be promulgated within the organization. Publicize, spread, communicate, propagate, disseminate, broadcast, promote, preach. That is one definition. The other definition in dictionary is to put into effect, to put a law or decree into effect by official proclamation. That's promulgation. It's not actually enacting. It's by the definition of dictionary. So I would say, and then to the next question, that's what I said earlier, not only the Supreme Court, but in many courts where the MMDA been held and have to save itself, no? Actually, there was some kind of judicial legislation. So, by that, we have already given up. We are not asking, may I repeat, we are not asking the Metro Manila Council to have legislative power to enact ordinances. That's why we are giving it to the local governments who have that power, to legislative power. The Sanggunians, the councilors, with their vice mayors, they are by law authorized to make ordinances. They will be the ones to do that. And one thing else, this Congress can give that power to whoever. This Congress. That's the little I know of law. But this Congress can give that power. That's why we are here. If we vote yes to it, then we give that right to all the local governments of Metro Manila. And I think that will be the start. We can move forward with it. We are not, I want to repeat, we are not, this measure is not asking to give the mayors, the Metro Manila Council, that authority. It's simple, that's simple.
Madam Speaker, I would like to beg to disagree with the honorable sponsor. No? The courts did not do any judicial legislation. It is an accepted legal principle that the rulings of the Supreme Court become part of the law of the land. But in the case of the MMDA versus Bel Air, the Supreme Court simply interpreted and even cited the constitutional provision with regards to local autonomy. With regards to the definition of promulgate as read by the honorable sponsor, I agree. Promulgate can mean to put a law in effect. But the question is, what is the basis of that law? Is it a legal basis or not? The honorable sponsor has argued that Congress can give the power to the MMDA. Congress can give powers to the MMDA within the bounds of the Constitution. But Congress cannot give powers to any body that is beyond or against a constitutional provision. And the constitutional provision is very clear. The territorial and political subdivisions shall enjoy local autonomy. Again, which means you cannot implement an ordinance outside its political boundary. Earlier, the honorable sponsor agreed. May I ask the honorable sponsor, if Navotas passes an ordinance, can it be implemented in Malabon?
Certainly not, Your Honor.
So certainly not. So how can you implement an ordinance passed in 8 local government units in the local government unit that did not approve of it if earlier you said that you cannot implement an ordinance over and above and beyond the political boundary of an LGU? So how can it be possible, Madam Speaker, when asked whether I can implement when an ordinance in Navotas can be implemented in Malabon, it cannot be. So definitely, the reason is because it is beyond its political boundary. So now, if assuming 9 out of the 17 local governments pass an ordinance, how can you implement it in the LGUs that did not pass the ordinance without violating their local autonomy? For example, the council of the city council of one of the LGUs passes an ordinance contrary to the ordinance passed by the majority. Which will prevail in that LGU, Madam Speaker?
Madam Speaker, I think that issue has been answered before. No? It's no longer a question of an ordinance of Malabon being implemented in Navotas. But this ordinance is not made by Malabon, but made by all the Sanggunians of Metro Manila as a collegial body. This is a collaborative decision of the 17 municipalities. It's not the decision only of Malabon, because these ordinances, as defined in the measure, will only be involved in metro-wide things of concern not only to an individual, to a metro or a local government, but it may concern the whole Metro Manila, all the local governments. It's not any local anymore. It's a collegial body that will decide on it. And one thing nice with this, the local government being given that authority to vote carries with it the responsibility. For every authority, there's always a responsibility, and that responsibility now will make things work. Because now the local governments will be involved. The bill states that only things that are within the mandates of the MMDA, only bills within the mandate of the MMDA will be passed through this means, not anything outside of its mandate. And the mandate of MMDA is that which involves metro-wide things, no? Metro-wide needs. So it's so defined. It will not involve just a particular city or no. That which affects neighbors. No? That which affects neighbors. It can actually settle conflicts between local governments. And to give you an example of this, local governance, local autonomy is not really absolute. Like the city of Pasig, if you will remember, got into trouble. They passed a tax law that was not harmonized with other communities in the region. The court actually asked Pasig City to return all the money collected by this. That's one example. You cannot just on your own Though it's a tax measure that will be applied for Pasig, but they have to contend, they have to harmonize these things with the bigger community outside of its territorial boundaries. The other thing, zoning. The local government can propose zoning for their own community, but it needs the approval of the MMDA. For what purpose? To harmonize it with the adjacent communities, the other cities. Because you might end up approving a, let's say, a slaughterhouse right beside a commercial center, or right beside a slaughterhouse right beside a hospital in the adjacent community that need to be harmonized. You see, so the local autonomy is not absolute. There are limits to it. They are limited by some things. And this law will settle those things. It can harmonize those things. It can settle disputes. It can save us from so much trouble. And at least there is this council that is so organized in place that will do such function more effectively.
Mr. Speaker, may I know from the honorable sponsor the exact title of the case of the City of Pasig so that I can see what the decision really states? But I totally agree with the honorable sponsor that local autonomy is not absolute, because local autonomy is subject to the limitations of the provisions of the Constitution. In the same manner that any bill or law we pass is limited by the provisions of the Constitution. That is what I am exactly trying to state to the honorable sponsor, that the Constitution does not allow a non-political subdivision like the MMDA to have legislative powers such as enacting ordinances. But earlier, the honorable sponsor mentioned a collegial body. What was he referring to when he stated the word collegial body? Which are you referring? Can I know which is the author exactly referring to as a collegial body that can enact ordinances?
Madam Speaker, if I remember, the dictionary defines collegiality as having equal rights to vote, to equal authority and responsibility. I think that's how the dictionary defines collegiality. A collegial body votes on something that commits everybody to the whim or the wish of the majority. That is the that's how it works, I guess.
Now, what I mean, Mr. Speaker, first of all, I will reiterate, no, there is a staff at the back of the honorable sponsor. I hope they can let me know the title of the case of the City of Pasig so that I can research on why it was declared null and void, if ever, by the courts. But what I mean by collegial, I know the definition of what collegial means. But what I am asking is, which is the collegial body that the honorable sponsor is referring to? Is it the Metro Manila Council?
Madam Speaker, the Metro Manila Council is one collegial body. Now, this assembly, or call it an assembly, but this voting rights that will be given to the local Sangguniang makes them a collegial body. Because they're given that authority to vote, to choose, to decide. And that's a collegial body. That's actually as simple as I can say it.
But, Mr. Speaker, if my understanding is correct, that what the honorable sponsor means is that the council, if given the authority by the sanggunian, its sanggunian votes, then the sanggunian, that LGU is committed to that ordinance. Is my understanding correct, honorable sponsor?
All the Sanggunians will be committed to that decision of the majority. Because they are given equal authority. And then they also have to share equally the responsibility. That goes with it, that responsibility. Hindi po pwede dyan na kung nag-no ka, hindi ka nakasali. Hindi pwede yun. Exempted kapag nag-no ka, hindi. Whether you voted yes or no, but the decision says we have to do it, all of us will have to do it, then so be it. We have to do it. Yan ang paraan lamang para magkaroon ng pagkakaisa ang Metro Manila. Exactly. Yan ang kailangan natin. Kasi sa ngayon, napakadali para sa isang mayor magsabi ng ayaw ko. Pag nagsabi siya ng ayaw ko, wala na. Wala na magawa ang sino man. Ayaw niya. And they don't even have the time to discuss this among themselves. I know it for a fact. I used to be mayor for 9 years. I have never had the opportunity to talk for at least an hour on anything about Metro Manila, on the problems of Metro Manila. So yan ang the sad fact that we need. You, the speaker also, was mayor of Metro Manila. But I think I can count on my fingers the so few times that he attended the meetings of that council. And so are other mayors. Up to this day, I'm sorry to say that. I myself, I only go there when I feel, when I'm in the mood to see some mayors, not for anything serious, but actually more to socialize with the other mayors. That's how I know. That's why this time, let us get some other good materials to put some time for the interest of the metropolis. Katulungin natin sila, ang babata niya mga konsehal natin. May mga magagaling na ideas yan. And I think they can even do some work to get things to happen. Let us get them involved. Masyadong busy na ang mga mayor. The problems of the local governments are too big, I know that. Ubos ang oras. Napakadaming gagawin. Kaya tanggapin na natin yon. Pero hindi naman natin pwedeng pabayaan ng Metro Manila. So ito na ang ating gamitin. And I could not think of any better idea than this.
Madam Speaker, earlier the honorable sponsor mentioned that when he was chairman, mabibilang niya sa kamay niya kung ilang beses ako nag-attend. Sa tingin ko, lagpas naman sa 10 yung pag-attend ko. But later on, the most important thing is, later on, he also admitted that when he was mayor, he seldomly attended. So that is the reason why I did not attend so much when he was chairman. Because when he was mayor, he wasn't attending, so I was just following what the leader was doing when he was mayor. That's all I was doing, Madam Chair. Anyway, okay, just to simplify now, Metro Manila is not a political subdivision. If we can pass this law or bill that a political subdivision can make ordinances or laws, then, Madam Speaker, bakit pa kailangan ng probinsya? Bakit pa kailangan may governor? Bakit pa kailangan ng vice governor? Bakit pa kailangan may bukal? Pwede naman pala yung style ng Metro Manila na kung ano pagbotohan ng mga syudad, yun ang masusunod. Di kung ganon, makakamenos pa ho ang gobyerno. Wala ng governor, wala ng vice governor, wala ng bukal. Ang mangyayari, yung mga mayors uupo in a council at sila ang boboto at kung ano ang pagbotohan ng council nila, yun ang masusunod. Pwede naman pala yun eh. So what is the difference? Why do we have to create provinces if we can do it the way the honorable sponsor wants it done? What is the difference of Metro Manila compared to the other provinces? That is precisely what I'm trying to point out, Madam Speaker, that only provinces have legislative power because it is in the Constitution. But MMDA or Metro Manila is not a political subdivision. It is a coordinative body which does not have political power. So, I will simplify, and I hope the honorable sponsor gives me a categorical answer. If the honorable sponsor, Madam Speaker, believes that by majority vote of the local governments comprising an aggregation of local government units, they can pass an ordinance. Bakit pa natin kailangan ng probinsya? Bakit pa natin kailangan ng governor? Bakit kailangan pa natin ng vice governor? Bakit kailangan pa ng bukal? That is precisely my point. Because it cannot be done. But if the honorable sponsor thinks otherwise, then I want an explanation. Why the provinces cannot do it and they have to create a province in order to have legislative and police powers. Madam Speaker.
Madam Speaker, Metro Manila is a special administrative region according to the Constitution. So it was this Congress Congress was part in making this to happen, no? And we are so unfortunate that we don't have a elected governor and we don't have a provincial board. So in place, this could be our provincial board. But better still, no? I know that provinces also do have problems with their provincial boards and their relationships with the local governments. They do have problems. But this one will get the local government legislators to be part of the whole the decision making. And I'm hoping that this, if this happens, this can be a good model for all communities, for all the provinces, or for all this federal state that they're thinking of. This may be a good model. So, who knows? Let's give it a try. And if it comes out good, maybe we'll have then contributed to the betterment of this country. Let's give it a try. Wala namang mawawala sa atin. And dyan ay mga konsehal, they will not be receiving any additional salaries or benefits from this. And dyan ay mga vice mayor doing their functions. They will do this without additional benefits. Walang mawawala sa atin. At wala namang mawawala sa atin sapagkat wala pang nabuo ang Metro Manila Council hanggang sa ngayon. For 24 years, walang nabuo. Yun lamang very specific in its mandate, the MMDA law. That the MMDA shall create a single ticketing system for Metro Manila. That never happened. What do we have now, our 24 years? 17 traffic laws for Metro Manila. And I may repeat the consequence of this. Our motorists, everybody, got confused because each city has its own regulation. And in that confusion, the poor motorist, the poor road user cannot do anything. And the best they know on how to save themselves from this is kotong, magbayad na lang. So that's very prevalent in this city. Nakakahiya, nakakaawa tayo. And so this traffic is proof enough that we may need this. But anybody This may not be the only thing that can save this traffic, that can improve this traffic. But I think this was one good thing we could start with, because this has been envisioned by this same Congress on this same hall passed that MMDA law, that by now, after 24 years, we should have perfected a traffic system in Metro Manila covered by laws. And by those laws, we will have molded the mind, the character, the discipline of our people. In the absence of these laws, what do we have? What do we have now? Most undisciplined people on the road. Kaya tayo now we suffer. Subukan natin to. Baka naman po pwede. Para sa atin lahat, congressmen from other communities, though you may be from far away from Sulu or far away from the Visayas, we are all here in Metro Manila. The bulk of our people, before at least once in their lives, will step foot on this metropolis and let this metropolis sana be the model for the country. Be the model. Because in here are the best people in this country, are all here in Metro Manila. And dito, sa atin dapat matuto ang buong bansa. Tayo, we should take the lead. And by leading, we have to give that right example for everybody. So ito, pakiusap ko na lang. Whatever the infirmities that you may see on this measure, at least, let's give it a try. Hindi naman ito ngayon lang nangyari. Hindi ngayon lang sinimulan to. And I myself had 8 years in that trying to make good of that MMDA law passed 24 years ago. But it never worked. So somehow, let us, nakakahinayang, because that MMDA law, for the information of everybody, hinugot pa yan sa karanasan ng 35, maybe 40 years ago, from the inception of the Metro Manila. Dumating ang Metro Manila Council, Metro Manila Authority. And before that, in the time of our President Marcos, they had this Metro Manila, administered by no less than the former First Lady Imelda Marcos. Alam ba nyo, ultimum the language that we are using in the MMDA to this day, hinugot pa yan from this institution. Have been too long with us. Yung mga ginagawa ng MMDA, hindi lang ngayon nag-umpisa yan. Karanasan ng buong Metro Manila yan. Karanasang mahabang panahon. Ako'y nangihinayang. Kaya wala naman tayong binabago doon sa lahat ng magaling na nakaraang mga namuno sa ating ahensya na ito. Pag kayo pumunta sa MMDA, ang unang-una kong ginawa na kayo umupo, isinabit ko sa mabuting lugar ang litrato ng ating First Lady Imelda Marcos. And from then on, I have expressed the intent. We will continue on with the good things that they have started, and we will improve on them. And we did try our best. Hindi ko namin kinakalimutan na nakaraan. Pero ganun pa man, though how good these framers of these ideas are, still we need this legislation. We need this measure to at least in this time, by this time, we will have something good happening.
Madam Speaker, there is no argument that the honorable sponsor, and I think everyone in this August halls of Congress want better traffic regulations, garbage collection, flood mitigation. But we have a sworn duty to uphold the Constitution. What I'm only pointing out, Madam Speaker, is the provisions being introduced in this bill is contrary to the provisions of the Constitution. And the Constitution has given a solution. The Constitution states under Section 11, Article 10, that we can create a special metropolitan political subdivision subject to a plebiscite. So yan ho ang sinasabi. So ang sinasabi lang natin dito is gawin natin ito ng tama. Either magplebisito tayo, o habang wala pa ho yung plebisito, Madam Speaker, kung ano man yung ordinansa na gustong ipasa nung Metro Manila Council, bakit hindi ho nila dalhin dito sa Kongreso? Meron tayong Metro Manila Development Committee at yung committee na yon, instead na itong bill na ito ang gustong ipasa, kung ano yung batas na kailangan nilang implement para mas magkaroon ng single ticketing system. Bakit hindi ho maghain ang MMDA ng isang proposed bill dito sa Kongreso para magkaroon ng single ticketing system sa Metro Manila? Pag tayo ho ang nagpasa nun, pinasa ho ng Kongreso at pinasa ng Senado, batas ho yan sa Metro Manila. Wala tayong pagtatalunan sa implementation, wala ho tayong pagtatalunan. Yun lang ho ang hindi ko maintindihan, Madam Speaker. Yun ho ang tamang proseso. Bakit hindi ho, kaya nga kanina naitanong ko ho, kung merong ganong proposal, specific proposal, ang ating honorable sponsor nung siya ay chairman ng MMDA. Kung nung siya ho ay chairman ng MMDA at hindi niya mapatupad yung single ticketing system, bakit hindi ho siya nag-propose ng batas na ipapatupad ang single ticketing system sa Metro Manila? Yun ho ang aking tanong. Yun ho ang tamang prosesong dapat gawin para maipatupad yan nang walang question regarding constitutionality. So bakit hindi ho siya nag-propose ng ganong klaseng batas kung yun pala ho ang problema?
Madam Speaker, ito, sabi sa batas, install and administer a single ticketing system, fix, impose, and collect fines and penalties for all kinds of violations of traffic rules and regulations, whether moving or non-moving in nature, and confiscate and suspend or revoke driver's licenses in the enforcement of such, and so on and so forth. We were mandated to put it up. So I don't feel the need for me to belabor this Congress to pass a law because it has already given us that work, that assignment. I need not belabor Congress to do that. And now that I'm in Congress, I can see that this Congress can really be so busy attending to so many matters that may be of importance. So but I proposed, as I said earlier, I proposed the same measure. This same measure. I proposed it in my time, looking for a way to make that council to be more effective. I was looking for a way. And I did propose that. Kung I've been short, hindi ko nakuha mapapayag ang Kongreso noon, siguro, dahil hindi ko alam how Congress works in that time. If I had been a congressman before ako naging chairman, I would have been a better, siguro, chairman of the MMDA, because I would know the ways to go through the maze of Congress to get a law passed. But in any way, that's a job for the MMDA given by this Congress. So I don't feel a need to give it back for it to work on.
Madam Speaker, the question I raised was based on the statement of the honorable sponsor that he could not implement the single ticketing system. But based on what he read, it is within the powers of the MMDA. So, which is which? Kaya ko lang naman ho naitanong bakit hindi niya pinopose yun dahil sabi niya hindi niya ma-implement. Pero doon ho sa kanyang binasang provision, nasa mandate pala ng MMDA yun. So, kung nasa mandate pala ng MMDA yun, bakit hindi pinatupad?
Pinatutupad po namin. I have made a complete system to effect a single ticketing system for Metro Manila. Pero walang naniwala ron kundi MMDA mismo. Exactly kung ano ginagawa ng MMDA, yun yung single ticketing system which the 17 local governments of Metro Manila, where the 17 mayors of Metro Manila disagreed to have. So, I don't think I could be remiss of my duty. But, sorry, I have my limitations. I cannot convince them. So, I have to try some other means. And up to this day that I'm no longer responsible in that agency, I am still fighting for it because I know that it is the best for our community. I owe this to our people. So I'm here. Not for me. Hindi na ako mag-chairman ng MMDA forever. Matanda na ako. But at least, I've been working on this. Wala akong makukuha rito. Kaya, intindihin to na napaka nitong measure na ito. Alam ko, there's another congressman from Metro Manila who have a good study for a conversion to make the post of the chairman of Metro Manila to have the rank of governor and be elected. Sa kanya yon. But I think he's been trying to get this Congress to agree on it for too long. And wala pa hanggang ngayon. I don't know if it's ever been formally submitted to the plenary of this Congress. But it is with him. He's shown it to me. I have no objection to it. I don't know, but I don't think I have that. I could not do it in this Congress to have at least to have a governor elected for Metro Manila. Mukhang malaking job for a neophyte congressman like me. So, yan ang ko sa inyo. Ito, at least baka sakali mailusot pa natin to. Pero to have a plebiscite for Metro Manila, mukhang it's a big undertaking. And it may take, siguro kung sakali, itong ating federalism would have some ideas, then siguro yun ang Pero in the meantime, we cannot just sit and watch. No? We have to do something about this traffic in Metro Manila. At least this traffic. Talagang I think everybody's affected by this. So, ito lang. And with the passage of this measure, I think we can really get MMDA to be more effective, which is actually as envisioned by this measure. It's not MMDA who is going it's not MMDA, but the MMC. But an MMC that will work will make the MMDA its executive arm to be more effective. Yan ang aking sana sa atin. No? Pakiusap na lang talaga because maraming mahirap nating maanoan lahat ng bagay sapagkat 24 years is too long a time for experimentation. Alam ko, nanghihinawa na ang maraming tao. Pero wala tayong magawa. We have to do something about it.
Madam Speaker, I would go to Section 6, letter E, in page 5, lines 19 to 22 of the proposed bill. It states, and I will quote, "It may arbitrate any conflict or rule, issue arising from any ordinance, rule, regulation, policy, or standard between or among the city and municipal governments." Sa pagkakaalam ko ho, Madam Speaker, ang pwede lang magdesisyon sa kahit anong conflict between local government units ay ang korte. So ang question ko ho sa ating honorable sponsor, paano ho kung magkaiba ang desisyon ng korte at saka ng MMDA, alin ho masusunod?
I think like anything else, is the court finally. If the MMD fails to arbitrate, then it goes to court, the final arbitrator of things. So I think that's no question.
Okay. So next ho, sa page 8, letter E, of section section 6 lines 1 to 4. After the receipt of the proposal, the Sanggunian shall either approve or disapprove the proposed ordinance in toto without any amendment. Paano naman ho gagawin ng sanggunian yan? Eh di ba ho, may public hearing? Kung base ho doon sa public hearing ng mga konsihal o ng sanggunian ng isang lungsod, ang mabuti para sa constituents ng lungsod na yon ay hindi yes or no. Kung hindi, merong ibang mas mabuti. Bakit naman ho lilimitahan? At kung ang Kongreso nga hindi pa pwedeng limitahan ng yes or no, bakit naman natin linilimitahan na ang pwede lang gawin ng sanggunian is approve in toto without any amendment? So that again is a violation of fiscal autonomy. Kaya nga ho tayo nagkakaroon ng public hearing. Kaya nagkakaroon ng public hearing ang konseho ng isang syudad para marinig ang constituents nila. Ngayon, kung base sa mga public hearing, hindi naman yes or no ang makakabuti sa syudad at meron ibang revisions o amendments na dapat gawin doon sa ordinansang proposed ng MMDA. Bakit naman sila lilimitahan doon lang sa yes or no?
Madam Speaker, on the same section, item B, it says the members of the Metro Manila Council shall coordinate and consult with the respective local government units and offices and the public to determine that the matter presented to the Metro Manila Council is relevant and of Metro-wide application. The result of the Metro-wide consultation shall be presented to the Metro Manila Council, which may opt to form a technical working group as it deems necessary on issues arising from the consultations. And in addition, on letter C of the same section, after due and diligent consultations and deliberations, the Metro Manila Council shall vote on the proposal and approve it by the majority vote of its voting members. That approval would mean that it will now, if approved, will go for the decision of the local sanggunians. It should not be mistaken as the vote of the council is the enacting law. No, it's just voting. The council is voting to, it means it's acceptable to the council. And once acceptable to the council, is forwarded to the local government units, sanggunian. So actually, it's here, it's in the process that any concern of the local government can be presented to the council during the deliberations. There would be time for it. Because for one, their mayors are actually informed about all these things. And their mayors, if it need to be consulted, if they find their need to consult the sanggunians, may do so. And present its idea or whatever, objection or whatever, to to the Metro Manila Council for consideration. So there will be diligent effort to get things, the best idea to come out. And any concern of a local government, if he says, if a mayor thinks is local government is not involved in such things, or it's not necessary to be involved in such activity, he may ask that council, before it is put to a vote, to be exempt from that ordinance that is being envisioned. That is in the process. So it's not actually an overnight thing that will get approved without the knowledge of these people who are going to finally vote on it. The idea of having them to vote yes or no and no further amendment, because if we will subject it to another round of amendments, it will never end because there are 287 councilors in Metro Manila. It means 287 minds to contend with. We will never have anything passed in that manner. So, I think this procedure actually came as a result of the technical working group meetings, which we have formed, and actually, the mayors have sent their representatives to these technical working groups, and it is with the participation of the vice mayors, president of the Vice Mayors League, and the participation of the League of Councilors of Metro Manila in this technical working group. They had a hand in the formulation of these rules.
Madam Speaker, what I am trying to point out is, kahit ano namang ipapasa noong mayor doon sa council, may karapatan, nasa council ang karapatan na i-amend yun o magbase doon sa kanilang public hearing. Ang ating sponsor ay naging mayor ho. Wala namang pinasa ang mayor doon sa kanyang sanggunian na pwede niya sabihin, yes or no lang kayo dito, hindi niyo pwede itong amendahan. Kaya nga nagkakaroon ng public hearing, kaya nga merong council, para magkaroon ng pinakamabuting ordinansa para doon sa syudad na yon. So there is no way na pwede mong sabihin sa council na yes or no lang at hindi pa pwedeng amendahan. So kung meron hong provision sa batas na alam yung ating honorable sponsor, sana ho malaman ko. Tsaka kanina pa ho ako naghihingi, meron na ba yung secretariat nung case, nung Pasig? Ano ho yung title nun?
Hindi ko matandaan, but...
Hindi, meron ho kayong stops dyan sa likod eh. Pwede naman nilang i-check eh.
Paki-check na. Na-check ba niya? The only thing I can remember, Madam Speaker, is the tax, the revenue officer of Pasig then eventually became the revenue officer of Quezon City. That's
sorry, Madam Speaker,
as far as I can remember of that case. No?
What is the title of the case?
It's actually a tax code of Pasig. Remember, in the 90s, Marikina was the first to pass a tax ordinance.
Mga 5 oras pa.
It was followed then by Pasig.
Pero tapos.
And that one, those tax measures then were big issues in Metro Manila and the whole country. So, I think many people have been aware of that. But that exactly was the decision. It was the law, the tax laws of Pasig was not harmonized with the other communities.
Madam Speaker, anyway, I will research on that decision of the court. But if it's a tax code, I am assuming that the tax code maybe was declared void because they could not tell me the title. I am just assuming maybe it was over and above what the local government code was allowing. Of course, if it is over and above what the local government code is allowing, it will be declared null and void by the court. But the tax code that the honorable sponsor mentioned is a good example that you cannot have a uniform ordinance in the whole of Metro Manila. Nasasabihin mo lang yes or no. The tax code proves na kaya nga kahit magkakatabi, iba-iba yung taxes because it is based on a public hearing. So hindi talaga pwede. Anyway, the majority leader has signaled me that I have to stop. I just want to correct, hindi ho inapprove ng lahat ng mayor itong bill na to. Based on my understanding, isang mayor lang ang nag-express ng full support doon sa bill na ito. So since my attention was called by the majority leader, I will yield to the pleasure of the Majority Leader, Madam Speaker.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move that we suspend consideration of House Bill number 6973 as contained in Committee Report number 572 submitted in the Committee on Metro Manila Development. So move, Madam Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved.
Madam Speaker, I move now that we proceed to the consideration of measures under the calendar of business. Madam Speaker, under the calendar of business for the day, I move that we consider House Bill number 6285 as contained in Committee Report number 631 submitted by the Committee on Revision of Laws.
Is there an objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved.
Madam Speaker, copies of the bill have been previously distributed to the members. I request, therefore, that the Secretary General to read only the title of the bill without prejudice to the insertion into the records of the text thereof. So move, Madam Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The Secretary. The motion is approved.
628.
House Bill number 6285, an act declaring January 18 every year special non-working holiday for all kasambahay in the entire country to be known as Araw ng Kasambahay.
Madam Speaker, I move that the chairperson of the Committee on Revision of Laws, the Honorable Marlene Primicius Agabas, to be recognized to begin his sponsorship of the measure.
The Honorable Representative Primicius Agabas is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. House Bill 6285 seeks to declare January 18 of every year as Araw ng mga Kasambahay, a non-working holiday for all the kasambahay. Under Section 39 of Republic Act Number 10361, otherwise known as the Domestic Workers Act or Batas Kasambahay, the date upon which the President shall approve the Domestic Workers Act shall be designated as the Araw ng mga Kasambahay. The Domestic Workers Act was signed into law on January 18, 2013. Domestic worker or kasambahay as defined under Section 4, Paragraph D of Republic Act Number 10361 refers to any person engaged in domestic work within an employment relationship, such as but not limited to the following: general household help, nursemaid or yaya, cook, gardener, or laundry person, but shall exclude any person who performs domestic work only occasionally or sporadically and not on an occupational basis. The important role that domestic workers play in the growth of the Filipino society cannot be disputed. Domestic workers dedicate their efforts to promote the well-being of their employers. They ensure that the home they manage are in good and orderly condition. They cook, wash, and iron clothes, clean the house, take care of the kids and their pets, among other household duties. With the help of domestic workers, employers have the time and luxury to work and pursue their careers and still manage to have a happy and healthy family. Setting a special day for the Kasambahay and declaring it as a non-working holiday for all the Kasambahay in the whole country is a way of giving due recognition and great appreciation for the invaluable service they render to every home and family. January 18 shall be designated as Araw ng mga Kasambahay, and our Kasambahay are given a work-free day in order for them to attend to the activities that they may be organized by the Department of Labor and Employment or to attend to their much-needed personal errands. Madam Speaker, in view of the foregoing, approval of the bill is earnestly sought.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, there being no member who wishes to interpolate, I move that we terminate the period of sponsorship and debate.
Is there an objection? The chair hears none. The motion is carried.
Madam Speaker, I move that we open the period of amendments.
The period of amendments is now open.
Madam Speaker, there being no committee amendments, I move we now proceed to consider individual amendments.
Is there no objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved.
Madam Speaker, there being no individual or committee amendments, I move that we close the period of amendments.
Any objections? The chair hears none. The motion is carried.
Babanggitin ko. Okay. So, i-vote na natin, botohan na natin. Madam Speaker, I move that we include additional co-authors to the House Bill numbers 6285, 7005, 7185, 7266, 7233, 7293, 7296, and 7295 as contained in the list to be submitted by the Committee on Rules. So move, Madam Speaker.
Any objections? The chair hears none. The motion is approved.
Madam Speaker, I move that we vote on second reading House Bill number 6285.
All those in favor, 6285, will say aye.
Aye.
All those against, please say nay. The ayes have it. House Bill number 6285 is approved on second reading.
Madam Speaker, under the calendar of business for the day, I move that we consider House Bill number 615, House Bill 7199 as contained in Committee Report 615, submitted by the Committee on Legislative Franchises.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved.
Madam Speaker, copies of the bill have been previously distributed to the members. May I request, therefore, that the Secretary General be requested to read the title of the bill without prejudice to the insertion into the records of the text thereof. So move, Madam Speaker.
The Secretary General is directed to read the bill.
House Bill number 7199, an act renewing for another 25 years the franchise granted to Delta Broadcasting System, Inc. to establish, maintain, and operate radio and television broadcasting stations within the Philippines under Republic Act number 7723.
Madam Speaker, I move that the chairperson of the Committee on Legislative Franchise, the Honorable Alvarez from the 1st District of Palawan, be recognized for his sponsorship speech.
Honorable Alvarez is recognized to sponsor the measure.
Madam Chair, may I request that the explanatory note be considered as the sponsorship speech?
Any objection? The chair hears none. Motion is approved.
Madam Speaker, I move that we open the period of interpellation.
Is there any objections? The chair hears none. The motion is approved.
Madam Speaker, there being no member who wishes to interpellate, may I move that the period of interpellation be closed.
Any objections? The chair hears none. The motion is approved.
Madam Speaker, I move that we open the period of amendments.
Any objections? The chair hears none. The motion is approved.
Madam Speaker, there being no committee nor individual amendments, I move that we terminate the period of amendments.
Any objections? The chair hears none. The motion is approved.
Madam Speaker, I move that we vote on second reading House Bill number 7199.
As many as in favor, House Bill 7199, please say aye. As many, those against, please say nay. The ayes have it. House Bill number 7199 is approved on second reading.
Madam Speaker, under the calendar of business for the day, I move that we consider House Bill number 7290 on Committee Report 630, submitted by the Committee on Public Information. With this, Madam Speaker, may I request that the Secretary General be requested to read the title of the bill without prejudice to the insertion into the records of the text thereof. So move, Madam Speaker.
The Secretary General is directed to read the title of the bill.
House Bill number 7290, an act changing the composition of the Advisory Committee of the National Council for Children's Television, amending for the purpose Section 6 of Republic Act number 8370, otherwise known as the Children's Television Act of 1997.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, may I request that the chairperson of the Committee on Public Information, the Honorable Lanete Scott, be recognized for his sponsorship speech.
The Honorable Lanete is recognized.
Your Honor, let it be that the explanatory note be my sponsorship speech.
Any objections? The chair hears none. The motion is approved.
Madam Speaker, I move that we open the period of interpellation.
Any objections? The chair hears none. The motion is approved.
Madam Speaker, there being no member who wishes to interpellate, I move that we terminate the period of interpellation.
Any objections? The chair hears none. The motion is approved.
Madam Speaker, I move that we open the period of amendments.
Any objections? The chair hears none. The motion is approved.
Madam Speaker, there being no individual nor committee amendments, I move that we terminate the period of amendments.
Any objections? The chair hears none. The motion is approved.
Madam Speaker, I move that we vote on second reading House Bill number 7290.
As many as in favor, please say, of House Bill 7290, please say aye. Aye. All those against, please say nay. House Bill 7299, 7290 is approved on second reading.
Madam Speaker, I move that we take up the concurrent resolution and request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the bill. House Resolution number 14.
Secretary General is directed to read the title of the measure.
House Concurrent Resolution number 14. Concurrent Resolution amending House Bill number 6104, entitled an act converting the Licop Elementary School in Barangay Licop, Mati City, Province of Davao Oriental into an integrated school to be known as Licop Integrated School and appropriating funds therefore.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move that we adopt House Concurrent Resolution number 14.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved.
Madam Speaker, there being no more matters for the day, okay. Madam Speaker, there being no more matters for the day, I move that we adjourn session until tomorrow, March 7 at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So move, Madam Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. And the session is adjourned until tomorrow at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Ang daming nakalagay, hindi naman na ano. Okay.